I think we all recognize that chemicals have certainly improved our daily lives, but at the same time, there's growing evidence for years that many of these chemicals are toxic and have harmful effects on our health and the health of our environment. Now, this is an issue that I've been concerned about for a long time. In fact, some of you may recall when I was governor 8 years ago, I issued an executive order to reduce the release of hormone-disrupting contaminants to protect kids' health and the environment. But there's still obviously a lot more we need to do if we're going to safeguard this generation of Oregonians as well as the next. Banning bisphenol A, as John indicated, from children's food and beverage containers, I think is a very, very important next step. As you probably know, BPA, as it's referred to, is a chemical that's added to plastic containers and also to the lining of canned food. Research shows that it leaches into the food and the drinks these containers hold and ends up in our bodies. And even tiny amounts of BPA in our systems can adversely impact our health, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, I'm not the only person who sees it this way. The evidence about BPA is of such great concern that Canada and the European Union have already banned it from kids' products. The FDA here in the United States, which regulates these kinds of products federally, has also spoken out about its concerns regarding BPA, but it doesn't have the ability to ban it under our current regulatory framework, so it's up to the state to take action. In fact, 9 other states have already passed BPA bans, and I think Oregon should be the next, which is why I strongly support Senate Bill 695, the BPA-free baby bill. Not only will this legislation protect kids' health, it will also have the effect of saving taxpayers millions of dollars in medical costs and give families peace of mind because parents will no longer have to worry that they're buying sippy cups or baby bottles that might make their children sick. There's also another issue here that involves environmental justice that I want to touch on for just a second. Consumers are already demanding BPA-free products from their kids and themselves, and the market is actually starting to respond, but not fast enough. And some major retailers are making an effort to offer these BPA-free products, but we know it's still readily available at a number of discount stores like dollar stores. And that's not only a public health issue, I think it's an issue of environmental justice. All families, regardless of their income level, should have the same access to safe products for their families. And without legislation like this, there's simply no way for consumers to be sure that any product is truly BPA-free. So as governor and one who has put the economy and job creation first, I think that we should encourage our Oregon businesses to benefit our state by using their leadership in green chemistry. You know, we have one of the world's leading green chemistry departments down at the University of Oregon. And we have the opportunity and I think the obligation to find safer alternatives to BPA and, in fact, to other toxic chemicals. Because ultimately, BPA is really just one example of a widely used chemical that is toxic to all of us. And if we can simultaneously focus on creating safe alternatives to these toxics while taking a smarter, more comprehensive approach to how we deal with them by focusing on chemicals of concern that are known to have harmful impacts on health, I think that we can help Oregonians prosper and live healthier lives. So Senate Bill 695, the BPA-free Baby Act, makes ultimate sense to me as a governor and also as a former physician. And I look forward to working with the bill co-sponsors, Senator Atkinson and Senator Dingfelder and their colleagues in the House and Senate to pass this bill. Let me finally say in closing that one of the major efforts I've undertaken this year is to reform the U.S. healthcare system and focusing more on front-end prevention and wellness. And clearly, if we can keep people out of the acute medical system in the first place, it saves millions of dollars and also improves the health of the population. Senate Bill 695 is in perfect alignment with the larger strategy to address healthcare costs in the state of Oregon. And that's another reason I'm a strong advocate of this legislation.